Howdy hey. Just recording with this little mic again. It's kind of getting in the way, but still working. Big job today. Couple of hours down. 10 cubes of mulch down. Wanted to show a quick video on the types of tools we use. Just getting these rakes and brooms set up just to get this pile. Got the big blower. Get into a pile going. Got the second pile there ready to go. Plenty of garden beds, which I'll just do a quick walk through now. All the garden beds blow out. Anywhere that needs spraying was sprayed. Hold on a second. Alright, that camera should work better. So yeah, anywhere that needs spraying, sprayed obviously. It was sprayed periodically on and off when we're here on our visits anyway, but they weren't too bad. It was just that section up there's always been a bit overgrown with grass growing in there. So we're just going to really keep on top of it now and just keep on top of the spraying. All these garden beds through here. Now right in amongst the plants, just reach in sort of as far as you would need to. They're pretty hardy. It's not a great deal of moisture retention needed for those type of plants. Very, very hardy. But what I am finding with a lot of these properties, you get a bit of these Sheena's gold have that gold look anyway. But a lot of plants, say it's a Morea, it's supposed to be dark green. These are obviously Sheena's gold, but I'm talking Moreas are sometimes this colour because moisture retention just isn't there, nutrients isn't there. So this type of mulch, this cypress mulch, this is going to provide both those benefits, which is exactly what we're after. So if you hadn't noticed, back up the top here, those mulching forks. Got two of them now, obviously with Max. Got a third Apprentice coming on next year, which is big news. I was going to keep it a secret from YouTube for a while, but it's all happening anyway, so hopefully that all stays in place. If not, there's plenty of people sort of lined up wanting the job anyway. It's just we've got no choice. We keep turning back probably $60,000 plus every single year worth of work over the last couple of years. Whether I was on my own, I was turning away that much, and then now obviously with Max, I'm just finding the demand just is consistent. Still building, still growing. You could be quadruple the size we are and you'd still find work. Obviously going to take a bit of a hit initially for profit margins, but then once everything's ticking over, you just get that regular clientele up, and the methods are pretty much the same. So got a lot to think about over Christmas time. As I've said and as I've mentioned before many times, the business model shifts for us pretty rapidly because of the growth. So therefore you just got to adapt quicker, learn processes that you need to put in place to grow that next stage. Because really, ideally, I'd love to have a bigger property where I could store a bit more gear, get another ute trailer set up, if not a truck and trailer set up, because we're going to need it. Going forward, it easily could sustain 5 of us currently, and that's just based off regular clientele, amount of phone calls each and every day. Like I said, every time I held off on the groups. The other day I posted to just three in the local area. There's about 10 leads straight away within one day, and consistently since then it's 2 or 3 a day, just trickling in as normal, just people randomly seeing it on Facebook, which is again 80% of where we are. Instagram's good for meeting and greeting, but yeah, the driving force is massive for the Facebook group. So we got, these are the tools. There's Max, wave hello Max. And yeah, we'll get onto this pile. I won't be recording too much, you'll just see the end product. I'll put some before and after photos through. And any little garden bed we're going to do, probably going to leave the exposed roots because we like the way they look. And they're obviously doing fine, so yeah, this is going to definitely really beautify this area. We got the back pool area to do, and massive garden beds around the back. If you watched the last episode, I'm pretty sure it was, you'll see it all there. So leave it there for now. We'll get all this tidied up, show you the afters. Enjoy your day. See you later. Goodbye, Max. I was just speaking with the owner of the property, and she was saying this entire garden bed the other day, for one day, it was entirely covered with those beautiful white flowers. Just a bit of a hybrid mix is what we're thinking. If anyone knows, leave it in the comments below for me. Like an orchid cross, just a hybrid variety of something, because it looks very similar to the way an orchid would flower, but clearly not. And they're a popular ground covering plant. Now I haven't done a horticultural course at all, but I've always been interested in it. Growing up even, it was more anything I don't know I research, so if anyone knows, quickly put it down below, otherwise I'll probably find out anyway. But it's yeah, just beautiful the way certain things at certain times of the year when the conditions are just right decides, yep, I'm going to flower today, that's it, pack it up. There's a few things we've got like that. There's a pretty frangipani up here that we transplanted, would have been just after the bushfires, I'm guessing. So early this year possibly, maybe even late last year, but it's starting to come back. All these termites were in this whole bed eating the root systems of these, because they were up fairly high, but then they were all just starting to die randomly. Got to digging and found all these termites, so we got rid of those and they've bounced back. Even this little one's coming up, so we'll start training these again, get this a bit more formal. It's going to look beautiful. Put a bit of mulch in here as well. The rocks aren't going to hurt anything. Helps with drainage, so I always usually just leave them, especially if you're covering with mulch. I'll show you a quick tutorial with this mulching fork if you've never used one. Interesting thing with this, just quickly, you can use these, even though it's got the gaps, you can use them in topsoil, depending of course if it's very powdery topsoil, you're going to struggle a little bit with that, and you're going to need your either larger square mouth shovel or just your standard plumber's shovel, what I call them. Max just there, he's about to be my cameraman, he doesn't know it yet. Quickly, if you've got a property and you want to protect the lawn and you don't have a big blower like this that'll lift wood chip like this, you're going to want to put a tarp down. Now obviously we've got two big piles, just I already knew I've got to blow down everything anyway, so there's no need for a tarp to be going down today. We've got the time and equipment to tackle it. If it was pebbles, different story, definitely would put a tarp down, because you can just get it to the last final stages, wrap it up like a big Santa sack and cart it to where you got to go, or whack it into the wheelbarrows, whatever you're doing. It just helps having that tarp there. So sorry about the noise, just realised still got these things in. And yeah, so I'll show you a quick thing on this. I'll just go get Max. He can just hold the camera quickly and I'll show you the blower and how that goes, lifting something like this if you're in the market for something like that. So thanks guys. Hey Maxie. Yo, can you hold this for me, please? Just record what I'm doing over there and what I'm about to do with this blower. Is he going? Yeah. Just showing them this mulch fork, if they haven't done it, and that. Do you want to do this? No. Now, trying to do proper ways to do this. Push it off, but that's just way too slow. You just shovel it like you would a normal shovel. Get it in there, it's already on the ground. You're going to clean it up at the end, so it's easier. Do that with the blower at the end, and it is now. That's that, you don't need to see that 1,000 times. I'll watch this time to do this here. Just watch the dark, it's about to get you. Okay, finishing up Smuggo. Time to finish this mulch off. Having a good day, getting it done. Max reapplying some sunscreen, ready for the RV. I'll show you this new snipper we got. It's the same version as the old one, and that'll be Max's new toy. Getting there, organised that out yesterday. Just going to have to get this sorted with the acreages and hopefully get there sooner rather than later, or hire somewhere to get another setup, because if we get that going, going to need somewhere to put it all. In my place at the moment, it's not going to take it, so if Max gets a house soon, then we can put it there, can't we, Max? Yeah, so that'll do for today's video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, and that'll do. Wave goodbye again, mate, if you want. See yous. Alright, super quick. Haven't got the microphone on here, so don't want to restrict the quality too much of this video. Just want to show a quick before and after of sort of what we're dealing with. All this undergrowth, we'll get rid of. Spray any weeds that are popping up, grasses, anything that's not meant to be in there will be gone. And then it's a matter of blowing out, mulching, keeping on top of anything that pops up from then on out. We've got the tennis courts, everything else. This one to go. But if you compare this video footage to last video, I'm sure it was last, where I had the drone up there and it was showing all through here, so you should be able to get a comparison shot of when it flew through of what I'm doing here. It's very similar. Trees are starting to help us with the mulching. But anyway, it's a massive difference compared to where we were looking this morning. Done right up across there. I'll just do a quick walk around. Max is busy doing the final polish. Now you always want to just give that final once over, give it a look, make sure it all looks nice and even and pretty, presentable. Edges are nice, you haven't missed any scragglers of weeds that were on the edge, just anything that you think can pop up. Now think about it too, be smart, don't put all your mulch up against somewhere where you're just going to lose it down the hill. Give it a little bit of room to move, so when it does rain it's going to cascade down slightly and hopefully find its own level without spilling over and wasting your client's money and losing your mulch down in the gully here, you know. So we've left a channel here. He's going to neaten it up with the rake now, come through, pull a straight line through so it all looks a bit more uniform. And then yeah, just little things like that. Just for me, I just found it better to have straight lines. So nice work, Max. So we've got this one out the front here. I'll take some photos as we finish it off, but you've got anything like I spoke about this morning, you don't have to go right in amongst it. You can see these plants are more than happy in amongst here. This is about presenting and retaining moisture for these hedges, and just restricting them weeds really. Now I was saying to Max as well, we could have ran right around the edge of these just to give that same look around all these garden beds here. Sorry if I'm moving this camera frantically, trying to get all this footage for you. And then yeah, this was where that grass was all growing through, so we sprayed that this morning. Anything that pops up through we'll just keep on top of, and then this ground cover can start doing its thing a bit easier without having to compete with all the grasses and weeds that's growing there. So down in there wasn't much, just around the front edge, and over the top there's a little gully that needed filling. That's all looking beautiful. Just got to give a final blow down of all the areas we did up and around the garage there, and it's part of the house off the side, around there, around here, all up here, and up the side here. So all this needs beautifying along the edge. So this is what Max is coming through doing now, polishing this off, getting rid of anything, creating the edge here again. And this morning what you wouldn't have seen is I dug a little trench along this to hit the side of the driveway, restricting how much overflow you get when it rains and things like that. He's still got to smooth that off and push it back up a little bit into the hill. Then we've got that whole hedge to follow next visit, plus in the pool area, and I think that'll do it for the pretty mulch. And then we've got some sort of forest mulch up the back that's from the actual property when trees were removed, like dead trees and things like that. So it's come up a treat. Not bad for a day's work. Sort of plan it out too when you're doing it. There was one thing about this I wanted to make mention. Yeah, the sawdust in the grass. So if you've cut a tree, you're pruning anything on the client's property, and then you get sawdust all throughout the grass, unless you want to kill that grass, get that sawdust out of there, because it really restricts airflow, really restricts sunlight penetrating, hitting there. Anytime I've ever had sawdust on lawns, properties, mulch, it'll always slow it down or really harm it. There are nutrients, there are natural things that are in the timber itself. Sitting over here so you can hear me. And with that, I've just found like excess nutrients in the sunlight without rain, without getting washed down through, especially up there where it's thin. If you're real thick, you can get away with it to an extent, as I have at home, because I'm at 3 inches out the front, 2.5 out the back. So I've used potting mix with a little bit of wood chip in amongst it. Makes no difference, it'll all decompose. It's just like a slow acting fertiliser in a sense, is the way I look at it. And it blends up when I mulch anyway, it chops it up finer. So just buttons your blades a little bit, which isn't ideal, but got 5 sets to do this weekend on all the mowers. Nice little segue into that. Got that to do, full service on, besides the oil obviously. I only recently had its full service through the dealer, because I just find it easier for them to quickly do it. You know, I work out how long it takes me. It's honestly cheaper for me to send it there. Keeps everyone happy too. They know the unit better than I do, and the fact is, I feel something's wrong, take it straight there, and it gets me straight in and out. No worries, no questions asked, all done. It's really good to have that relationship with your dealer as well. And I think I've rattled enough in this video. I've still got the isotunes in this, so I just find they're not quite noise cancelling enough when you're on the back of a ride-on and you've got the engine blaring behind you. So the earmuffs are so I can hear what I'm listening to. That'll do, guys, that'll definitely do for the video. So like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please start following along. It's going to get big real quick, just not going to hold back. Taking a lot of risk in the next 12 months to 2 years, but got to do that. Took a risk when I first started the business, so I'm going to get more in depth, get all facets of it. I'll talk about the process that you go through, the second guessing, the years and years before you even take the leap. It's just go out and do it. Just don't hold yourself back. You're the only one doing it, no one else. You can blame anyone else, but it's really you. So focus on what you want to achieve out of it. And like I said, the max this morning is about giving back as much as I can, when I can, to him. Anyone else going forward, and clients are included in that, because we love working in places like this. So you want everyone to be happy. It's a revolving circle, and I've just found the more you give, the more you get back anyway. It's just the way it works. So it's pointless trying to everyone go, oh, I don't want to hire anyone because I'd rather it all for myself. Well, you're looking at it the wrong way, in my opinion. There's a lot of people it's hard to work with, I understand. I've been very lucky with Max, but at the same time, you've got to be willing to realise that not everyone's going to do it your way anyway. So they're bringing their own skills and skill set to the job, and you make everything work and everyone's happy. So going forward, this Apprentice next year, you'll be able to follow along with that, and hopefully I'll learn just as much as you guys. So thank you very much. Talk to you later. Goodbye.